Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to the Chao Garden. Muramasa, the Demon Blade. We're at the finale in Edo Castle with Kisuke. We're here to do some funny stuff, I think. I don't have enough spirit because this difficulty was so much easier than, like, whatever the hard mode is called, that I didn't need to eat, like, healing items or spend time. Well, I've also been speedrunning. I've been ignoring everything because I'm trying to beat bosses under a certain level. Because the last boss was level 25, there's no way that this boss is going to be level 26, so I'm sure I have plenty of clearance to beat it with my level low enough. And then I have free reign. Stop all. I feel like not getting negative status effects would be good. But yeah, I haven't needed to use healing items because the difficulty is so much easier, which means I don't have a lot of spirit. And without spirit, I can't really make more blades. These give a lot, and yet I don't need those effects. That's pretty good. 1 yam for 2400 spirit and a good ability. Oh, that sounds good too. Yeah! Cooking it in the leaves. Okay, surely I can make at least one better sword. I'm at about 40 strength, 40 stamina. I couldn't even wield that. There's no point. Could wield that. There we go. Yogetsu Muramasa. Both long blades. This one's just straight up stronger. I'm still low on spirit. Now let's for Simmons. How about that? Oh, the fullness gauge. No. Do I have? I think I have a sword that gives me mad tummy, which decreases the fullness gauge faster. I'm pretty sure. Yup. About to eat a persimmon. God, it's so dark in here. Although, like, smoke. Kisuke should just be, like, having a rough time in here if it's that thick with smoke. Where's that sword at? I was gonna... Goku Getsu Muramasa. 60 out of 108 blades. That's good. L Spinner 2 sounds pretty good, but I'm happy with that. 6 mandarins, God. But sorry for all the time spent menuing here already, but let's see. What do we got? Auto recover, inverted pillar, arc, moonlit glint, vitality +2. Okay, sure. Could be good. I'm prepping more for this, I think, than I did for Momohime. I'm kind of scared, though, because I feel like I'm probably super under-leveled. Momohime, we were level 40-something. Whoa. Inugami? No. You bastard. You talk too much.
今や吹き上げる気が一筋の糸のごとく実界を貫き
I'm a little confused at this point in the plot. It probably doesn't help. Again, because of the break I took in between some of the previous episodes and now, but like, what is this? Energy has pierced and opened up a divine realm? Like what? What energy? Just the blade? Maybe those details aren't really important. I thought I was supposed to get here first and be a decoy. How did she get here first? Why did she get here first? Where he made... Oh.
ついに天文は開かれ、世は今格別気分が良い。この門をくぐり宇宙の中心に至れば、清掃の神気を浴びて、犬神は輪廻をも超える大天魔となられる。その暁には、世と共に三千世界の凶楽のすべてを 収奪せしめるのだ。
Went up and talked to the other guy and then came back here to hold her.
何言ってやがんだ。弱音は吐かねえと言ったじゃねえか。
The way she's like shaking. My God. No. Oh my God. That's like the second time that he's held her dying in his arms, huh? No, he was in her dying arms. He saved him that one time. Oh, okay. Inugami Tokugawa Tsuneyoshi. Inverted filler. Oh, okay. Here it is again. It sounds like Kingdom Hearts boss music there. Whoa, that was rad. That was a quick draw, but that was just the ability. I saw it, but I was in midair and not in a position to dodge it very easily. Wow, he's got a lot of health. I put on that anti-status effect piece of equipment. Maybe I should have equipped the higher attack power just because I'm sure my attack power suffers from being under-leveled. God, how much health does he have? Insane. I feel like I'm barely making a dent. It's not really causing much of a threat to me. I haven't healed a single time and I'm at full health still, but... Now he's just dropping lightning. Like all the time. Why did that send me rocketing towards him like that? Right into the lightning. Ugh. That had to... There has to be an auto block. I wasn't even touching the attack button and I just blocked that lightning. There we go. I mean... Oh, it's not over. God, that already took so long and there's more. Oh, okay, here we go. I was gonna say that boss fight was way less interesting than Momohime's. Having you, like, climb all around that giant statue and take out the parts. Oh. 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 These giant germ-looking creatures. What are they? Does this cause damage to him? No. What's the point? It must be attached to some attack that he does. Oh, what the hell? That's Inugami for you. Oh, no. All that wind up and then I was just too far away. Poor spacing. Okay, so now it's a good thing that I had the stop all status effects thing, because those would totally be poisoning me. Whoa! Hello. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how much a Mandarin heals, but healed me to full. No. Oh my god, all my swords are broken. No. I feel like I'm just not doing any damage. Let me do something here. Oh my god. Constantly hit by lightning bolts. I don't quite understand what it is that those giant germs are like actually doing. I mean, I'll destroy them, sure. Alright. It actually seems kind of pointless to go after them if it's just like proximity to them that's causing me any danger. Whoa! Oh my god. Swing and a miss. Where is he? Why did he go all the way over here? Finished him with a broken sword. 7.5 minutes. Wow. Mume Tamanu. Food katanas will do the trick. The fated pair charges at the shogun. Level 30, wow, yeah. It's hard to say some of the names of, like, the swords. Buddhahood.
クソの役にも立ちゃしねえ。虎姫のこのひでえ死に様がありがたいお導きなんぞと抜かしやがるなら、もう神も仏もいるもんか。神仏をも切るこのクズ竜村正で仏とやらに思い知らせてやろうじゃねえか。
Whoa. Oh, this place is cool. No map. Can't open my inventory to, like, forge any weapons, so we're just on our way up. Whoa. Oh, hello?
Kisuke, よくぞここまで来たものじゃ。
Look at how humongous that hand is. Is it just because the body is so far away? Oh my god.
これじゃあこんなチャチなタチなんぞ何の役にも立たねえって赤子だって気がつくぜ。手を合わせたこともねえ俺だが今一心にあんたを拝む。代わりに死ねってんならすぐにでも腹をかっさばく。だから頼む、虎姫の命を返してくれ。四十九日と言わず生かしてやってくれ。
しょうのないやつじゃな、キスケ。陸道流天を脱し浄土を得たものを己の勝手で苦界に戻せと願うのか。命ある誰もがいずれ訪れる死苦からは逃れられず、愛する者と死に別れることもまた避けられはせぬ。
Damn.
これほど頼んでもダメか。こんなところでお高くと
I
思って
mean,
俺の願い
what
は一つも
Amitabha
聞けねえ
just
って
said
のかよ。
made a lot of sense.
異端の方で参ったお前には特進行くまいが、ここは皆の心の奥にある蓮の池、お前の心でもあるのじゃ。仏とは心の中に住まう慈悲そのもの。私は釈迦仏の方便によって発心の姿を表しているに過ぎぬのじゃぞ。
説教なんてクソくらいだ。虎姫が生き返らねえんなら、
Oh
俺
my
が未練
god.
正しく生きる意味もなくなった。俺の中にいると言いやがったな。ならこうしてくれ。
Oh, he's gonna. Damn, bro.
様、見やがれ。
いまだ煩悩具足の困ったやつではあるが、何とかして助けてやりたいものよ。
阿弥陀如来様、キスケがうつし世の合法によって陸道に輪廻するなら、その終身は私の業でもあります。願わくば地獄道、ガキ道、畜生道、陸道どことも共に生まれ変わって添い遂げ、いつの日か浄土へと生まれるように導きたいと存じます。この虎姫のわがまま、どうかお許しください。
I mean, that's nice for them. Although that does seem like the opposite of enlightenment. But she's doing it for Kisuke, who clearly doesn't, like, understand yet. Yasuhachi's furious. Okay, so it's the same Kumagoro and Yasuhachi from before, but Kisuke is here in, like, a new body? As a new person, or what?
そういや若い頃はハチのやつもフラフラしてやがったっけか。まったく血は争えねえもんだな。逃げよったってそうはいかねえぞ。なんだ、遊んでたわけじゃねえって？
そうよ。ここんとこ客入りが少ねえもんだから、お稲荷さんにでもお参りしようかと思ってな。
適当なことこきやがって。おめえ暇さえありゃここにいるじゃねえか。いいから早く帰って手伝
え。狐でもついてんのかね。気がつき足が向いてんだ。そうさな。
He's a silly goose now.
親父にどやさらに戻るとすっか。
When Kisuke died then so did the Oboro sword style. If not for Jinkuro and Momohime, I guess, but
Oh, Kanbeiではないか。
Jinkuro also, like, passed on, didn't he? And it was just Momohime left in the land of the living, so the ghost that possessed Kisuke's life to save him and pass down the Oboro style is just, like, completely gone now from the world. And it was supposed to be kind of evil, right? Maybe it's for the best. It could take the true potential, the secret arts, out of Muramasa blades, which are... they thirst for blood. Is that a win?
こりゃあ若先生、ご無沙汰いたしております。手前、やっぱり刀を振り回すのは勝負じゃねえようで。
そうか。先生もお前の才能に目を見張っておったのに。 もったいないことだの。ま、顔ぐらい見せに来い。
Wow, that big yawn from that guy.
襲われる夢を見る。おっかねえとはさすがに恥ずかしくって言えねえや。
He's making me yawn. Orihime?
もしぶしつけながらお伺いいたします。あなた様はもしや
Whoa.
キスケ様ではございませんか？
あ、あいにく俺は勘兵衛って名だ。どうも訳ありのようだが、何か力になれるかもしれねえ。俺に話してみねえか。
実は前を夢に白狐が現れて私をここへ呼ぶのです。狐は私を虎姫と呼び、キスケが待っていると言いました。
へえ、 そりゃなんとも不思議な話もあるもんだ。キスケね。もうこんな道端で立ち話もなんだ。この先に団子のうまい茶屋があるんだが、一緒にどうだい？
It's like I heard him say dongo.
待て。
Sounds pretty good. I'd take him up on that.
かかるその面。お主、名を名乗れ。
Yeah, they're both here in bodies that look like they're the same age. It sounds like time has passed for Kanbei, Kisuke's new reincarnation, I guess. To have gotten familiar with Kumagoro and Yasuhachi. But like, that would mean they weren't reincarnated as children, right? And then grew up. I mean, everyone looks the same. Maybe they just didn't want to draw new character sprites. But Yuki Nojo, I mean, he looks identical, so Yuki Nojo looks at him and thinks like, wow, you must be Kisuke. Kanbei, do you have parents? Do you remember your parents? Like, how does this work? I'm overthinking it. 10 years ago. He can't be 10 years old right now. Ain't no way.
忘れてくれ。
やれやれ、今宵も二人の枕元に立たねばなりません。天性忘却の断りで前世のすべてをお忘れとはいえ、キスケ様はどうも鈍くいらっしゃって骨が折れまする。生まれ変わったお二方の縁を結ぶとは粋な計らいではございませんか。せめて結末にこれくらいの面倒を見なくては稲荷明神のご遺徳に傷がつきます。お気に召す召さないはありもしましょうが、これはまあお約束でございますから。
Interesting.
恨み含んだ妖刀の天下を揺るがす大騒動。命を散らした若者二人、思い合うこそ哀れとて。
It is a happy
阿
ending
弥陀
for
如来
them.
の慈悲深さ、今はめでたい大団円。
I'm just there's something a little iffy about it to me.
笑顔のうちに幕引きましょう。妖刀村正忍法帳。名残は尽きねど、今日はここまで。
Yeah, what a strange one. So, Torihime and Kisuke are like fated lovers now. Torihime ascended, was enlightened, and went to heaven or nirvana. But Kisuke couldn't live with that. He couldn't live with being apart from her. And sure, but like in a world where you can literally physically like go and see these well, he went and saw a deity and was in this divine realm, and they were like, they straight up told him, hey, Torihime wants the best for you, but she's like in heaven now. And he's like, nah, I ain't having that. If I can't have her, no one can have me. Ops himself. And she's like, ah, dang. Well, I guess I better be reincarnated to guide him to enlightenment in the future lives. We'll be reincarnated together. That's sweet. That's a sweet lover story. But like, bro, heaven exists. You walked into the divine realm. Like, just listen to what they're telling you. There's also what Amitabha said was essentially, hey man, if you can't handle loss, if you can't handle death, death is inescapable in everyone's lives. You have to be able to cope. If this is how you're going to act after one, you know, important life lost to you, you better go back and keep living and learn some more. And he wasn't having it. That's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. I don't know. I'm mixed on that. Obtain 2 special blades by completing the story of Kisuke and the story of Momohime. Carve out a new destiny by taking on both final acts with Tsukiyo Toshi and Mumue Amanu. Both characters can now share the same blade. You can now destroy all white barriers. You can now view the credits from the title screen. You can warp to shrines. Okay. So, there we go. Very under-leveled as Kisuke. Again, I think that's why it took so long to take down that final boss. So let's go back as him and start running to some of those shrines, huh? Both of their endings were kind of like... Oh, look how much faster that Kisuke playthrough was. Both of the endings, like, left a little bit to be desired to me, but I think the storytelling in this game is just kind of wacky. You know, it's interesting for what it is. But I'm not the greatest fan. Oh, there we go. 139, 135. Wow, that's cool. Oh wait, it scrolled me back down. Has to go like this. Okay. So XP boost, that is what we want. I need to start going to barriers, colored barriers. Probably not the white colored barrier because I'm expecting that to be... this is such a... I don't know what barriers are going to have the lowest, like, level difficulty. Never been to Omi. Let's just start on the left side of the map. I don't even know. Because as soon as I cut down a barrier, if I can't finish it, if I can't finish whatever the... What are they called again? Enemy lair or something? If I can't beat it then and there, I am gonna forget. Wow, did I like miss this guy? I must not have been going into the rooms to avoid getting into fights. Oh, one of these is the restaurant, I guess. Whoa. Tuna mackerel yellowtail. Itsu mamushi. Lobster tempura. I'm broke. 3,600 spirit, sure. I'm low on spirit. That, like, looks so good. Like I'm sure I've said before, I can't eat sushi, and I also don't like sushi. But wow, that looked good. Green barrier over there. That was so delayed. Oh, I got them all. I pressed the switch swords button like in midair and it buffered it until I hit the ground and I didn't actually want it to go off anymore. But it worked out. Am I trying to go to Omi? Where was I going? Omi is like blocked off or what? Well, there's a red gate over there. Yeah, I went the wrong direction. Bye. Well, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down and explore the rest of the map that way. get to that enemy lair. So I'd ask, like, what do we do after this? I need to grind to get enough levels to the point that I can equip those swords and see the other endings. But the question still remains, like, do I keep playing for the LP? Like, do you guys want to see the additional post-game grinding, which will be probably way less interesting than the story stuff? But it's going to be quite a while if I release these at the pace that I was before. You know, I want to have some time between episodes so they can breathe. So I'm not going to get any timely feedback on this because of my own doing. I suppose I'm just going to do it. If it ends up being uninteresting, well, it is what it is. Please stop running away. So I talked about it a little bit in my other Let's Play that I recorded today. You can look forward to a different video game series to be keeping along with if you're interested. But I brought up Subnautica 2. A game I've very much been looking forward to for years, in a sense. You know, I'm patient. I didn't necessarily need Subnautica 2 in my life anytime soon, but it's here. It's out. I'm addicted to making tofu. Isn't that cheap for tofu? I thought tofu was more expensive in this game. Huh. Yeah, I see that Subnautica 2 is doing really, really well. It's apparently sold like crazy. I know there's some issues people are raising with its data harvesting. I don't know how to feel about it yet. I haven't done a ton of research. Level 9 or above. Okay, this is early game good. I feel like red barriers are the earlier barriers. 100 incarnations of Shadowy Ninja. Hold on, I think I've done this before. I think I will only be playing and purchasing the early access of Subnautica 2 at the behest of my girlfriend, because she really wants to play it. But otherwise, I think I'd wait and hear all the feedback. It looks cool, though. It looks good. Subnautica is a pretty special game. I talk about Outer Wilds a lot because Outer Wilds is among my favorite games of all time. It's arguably #1, if not Tales of Vesperia. But Outer Wilds is so special, you can't really talk about it. The whole game is a spoiler because of the way it works. So if, like, unless the person has played Outer Wilds, the only thing you can tell them is, go play Outer Wilds. Subnautica is a little less spoilery. Like, you can talk about it. People tend to know more about that game without having played it. But Subnautica and Outer Wilds both share some design elements that cause a lot of people to recommend one after they've just finished the other. They're both like pretty story-driven in the sense that it's like up to the player to kind of decide where they want to go and what bits of story they're gonna... That will direct them to certain pieces of story. You know, you can read and learn more about the game world, or you can ignore it. And the game will be probably harder because of it, but they share that sense of mystery and the discovery, and I think that's really cool. Now, beyond that, the games are very different, but yeah, exploration, mystery, and discovery are big themes in both of those games. And that's why I like them both. Subnautica suffers from being really janky. That's one of its biggest issues, unfortunately. And I think Subnautica 2 could fix a lot of that. Subnautica Below Zero fixed some of the jank, but it was like so much worse than Subnautica 1 in a lot of ways. And I'm not trying to make this whole episode all about Subnautica. I guess that's just the tangent I decided to go on while I grind here. I'm not trying to spoil anything. But the common consensus is that Below Zero absolutely failed to capture the magic of Subnautica 1. So, curious to see how number 2 will fare. I don't know if I'll end up doing a Let's Play or streaming that game. I'm sure a lot of people are doing that right now. They're already trying to capitalize on the popularity and newness of the Subnautica 2 early access. People jump on the bandwagon. Not that I wouldn't do the same if I was them, I suppose, but again, I exercise patience. Reddit has like a patient gamer subreddit, I believe. My friends always say that I would totally fit in there. Because, yeah, again, you're paying the most amount of money for the worst version of the game almost always. Games have been doing better with, like, early access. Subnautica and Hades, I think, both had early access periods where the game was significantly cheaper. You're supporting their development into becoming a more fully rounded and fleshed out game. That's cool. I like that. So if you believe in it, especially when they're a sequel, I mean, come on, you gotta have more faith in it when it's a sequel, right? I certainly do. I bought Hades 2, like, immediately. And it was cool. It's nice to see those features come along, but it is also a bummer when they change things. There's a problem with letting players see too far behind the curtain. You know, some things are better left unknown. I had a lot of trouble with Hades 2, and I'll just use this small example. There's a weapon in that game. It's an axe. The two-handed axe. Wow, I really probably should have said spoiler warning for that. Some people, and I would be annoyed if someone spoiled that for me, but it's too late. Hades 2 has a giant axe weapon. It's slow. It has this move where, like, you can charge it up. And as I recall now, my big issue was the early access that I played, that move could block. There was some move on the axe that could block. And so I would use that to block stuff. I played a couple small updates into the early access, and then I put it down, and I waited for the full release. Full release came out. I started playing around with the axe. They took the block out. But obviously I wasn't going to go crawling through like a ton of patch notes. I just kept getting confused and thinking, hold on, why is my muscle memory telling me to do this and block stuff if it's not blocking anything? I know that there were some like changes to certain abilities and stuff that, you know, they used to be stronger and they were made weaker, and like, you know, that's just the nature of a game that gets updates, but it felt like parts of the game were completely altered in a way that made it confusing for me because they weren't at all what I remembered. And it's like a single player game. You wouldn't think stuff would get altered that much, but how it was. A more well-known egregious example of letting the player maybe know too much, see too far behind the curtain. Mega Man Legends 3, a notoriously canceled game where the developers were, like, as I recall, taking input from people in their forums, and they were going to release a demo. I think they did release a demo. I think it was in Japan only, though. And after taking, like, all this advice, all these comments from people in their forums, abruptly canceling the game that, like, it looked like it had all this cool art, mechanics, all these assets that they had already developed, and they canceled the game. And people are like, well, what the hell? Why'd you do that? Why don't you just finish the game? Look how far you've come already. And the reality is games get canceled that far in development, like, all the time. You just don't hear about it because it would send people into a fervor, which is exactly what they did for Mega Man Legends 3, and they have been doing for years. I mean, I'm one of them. I wasn't there on the internet at the time, but I've heard about it. And I would be righteously upset to this day as well. They let people in on the development, and it kind of backfired because they're just... I think they said there wasn't enough interest, like not enough people downloaded the demo, and that was kind of like what further development hinged on. So it seemed like there wasn't enough interest in the game, and they thought, well, if we keep pouring money into it, it's not going to work, so they just canceled it. That's my recollection of the story anyway. There's potentially sequels of games that you have enjoyed and wanted sequels for that were being developed and they were canceled and you just never heard about it. And you're better off for that. You don't want that lingering over your head the same way that Mega Man Legends fans are. The previous game, Mega Man Legends 2, ends on a cliffhanger. It's well known for having that problem. They never resolved the plot of Mega Man Legends. That white barrier up there, I don't know if I want to challenge it. Yes, it's right there though. Yeah, it hurts especially bad to know, like, oh, we were going to get something, it was going to take the plot somewhere, and we just didn't get it. That makes it sting even more. You know, some games... I think game developers are maybe a little more cautious nowadays. And you can argue if it's a good thing or a bad thing, that, like, every game feels as though it's supposed to be a launch point for a new fan of the series, or for someone to get into, so they kind of kneecap certain things about the game or the narrative to account for the fact that it could be anyone's first game in the series. And they're also conscious of the fact, like, hey, what if we don't get enough money to make another game, like a sequel? Well, we should kind of try to wrap everything up in this game rather than leaving loose ends for a sequel where we sequel bait at the end. Oh, level 78 or above. Yeah, sure. And you know, what's the worst? Sequel baiting a game that's definitely not getting a sequel. That's pretty bad. I mean, sequel baiting in general kind of sucks, right? You hate a game being... It feels like it's full of itself. A game that says, like, at the very end, there's a stinger in the credits where, like, a mysterious figure walks onto the screen and you just see, like, their leg. Ooh, big mystery. And it's like, oh, come on. There more? Hello? Oh, I actually had that pretty bad. Lunar Lux. Oh, no! I can't fight this. I can fight those other guys, but not this guy. I'm gonna try and lock in, but... Oh my god! I don't know if I'm gonna be able to lock in. Lunar Lux is an interesting game. In talking about Mega Man, Lunar Lux is an indie game very much inspired by some Mega Man games. Absolutely wears that on its sleeve. But that game had terrible, terrible sequel bait at the end. Like, I remember when I was writing my review on one of the backlog sites, I forget which one. I wrote how annoyed and upset I was that there were certain elements of the story that they straight up didn't even like bother resolving, but at the end they like very clearly brought up something that was going to be addressed in like a future game. You know, they sequel baited, but they also didn't bother resolving all of the threads that they had actually built within the first game. And I thought, that's just dummy. That's so terrible. Annoyed me. Lunar Lux is a very good game. That's a minor qualm I have with it, but, you know, insert whatever game you can think of there. I have to try and abuse iframes with my secret arts if I want to get through this. This is taking a while, but so far it's doable. This is ridiculous. Why am I here? Leveled up. Free heal. Come on, come on. I mean, I've already gotten a couple levels from this, so I'd say it's worth it even if I die now. I just knew that whatever was behind the white barriers was gonna be like the max level stuff, since I had to beat both campaigns in order to be able to do anything with the white barriers. Come on. I had a feeling that was going to happen. I can't believe it. I'm actually going to do it. This would not be happening if I was, you know, in the Momohime run or whatever, the harder difficulty. Again, look at how big of a difference. Stuff just doesn't hurt as bad. I don't know if that's the actual end of this layer, though. Okay, yeah, of course. I'm getting level ups, okay? What can I say? Oh, that one-shot me. Wow. My dash put me in front of that guy, which is absolutely not what I want, but hey, that's a bunch of levels. Is it worth to just keep doing that over and over until I level up? Surely there's got to be something even better than that. And I know there's more interesting things I can be doing for you guys, the viewers. But until Kisuke is the same level as Momohime was, I just am not going to feel right. I need to grind up him's levels. I need to get that full screen map off too. Mino. I believe I have access to every province now. It looked like Omi was the only one that I didn't have a fast travel point to. There's a green gate here. Tell you what, I'm gonna run through this province, get to the green gate, and try to do that. And we'll see where we end up from there. I'm gonna make this probably one of the longer episodes, but need to have like a clean end point, I think. These abilities on these swords are actually like all pretty good. Moonlight and Moonlit Glint are pretty similar abilities, I think. I think they're both like pillars of continuous damage. And honestly, I don't like Skull 2, but it was doing a number on those mini bosses earlier. It was keeping the... Oh no, Moonlit Glint is the screen clearing. God, that ability's awesome. That's so sick. Oh, I really hope one of the stronger swords in the game has that. That's obviously very strong. It's an instant screen-wide damage. Like, it's equivalent to one of your strongest abilities when you're in the game, the mechanic of switching your swords, which is on its own internal cooldown, so you don't abuse it. But you use that food item where you have infinite spammable like energy for your swords, and you just use Moonlit Glint. Oh man! Yep, end game build right there. But only if there's a sword later in the game that can use that same ability. I think I talked about that in one of the earliest episodes. Like, what if there's an ability you really like, but the fact that the swords just get stronger and stronger, like, you're pretty much going to be narrowed down to a specific subset of swords at the end of the game. Maybe it would have been a good spot to end right there, but we'll keep going. We'll keep going.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I have everything I need from this guy. I should be eating... like items to just get spirit. There we go. That's what you get. $29 or above. Perfect. Ode of Yoru Falls. Totally gonna get poisoned in here. 100%. 5% XP. Is that worth it compared to the potential immense damage I take in here? I've been playing a lot of Smash Brothers Brawl on the side. I feel like I talked about this in the other Let's Play, but I can imagine that there's some less than stellar overlap between Muramasa the Demon Blade and Animal Crossing City Folk. So, I'll kind of express more of what I did in Smash Brothers here. But that's been another game that's available for the Wii Launch Event on RetroAchievements, so... Again, I played that and did Subspace Emissary, because that's only a handful of hours to beat, and that's like the story of the game, so... Brawl is worth triple points towards the event. So I got 3 points already just for beating Subspace Emissary. And from there, there's another 100+ hours of content if I wanted to master it. But Brawl is an important game to me. I played a lot of it when I was younger, and I have good memories associated with it. It's really not all that fun to play going back to it after so much time with Ultimate, but it is what it is. Trying to get all the achievements is like kind of fun, but oh my god, the tedium. It's one thing when the game says, can you beat classic mode as every character? Okay, sure, that's not fun, and I get really bored of it after a handful of characters, but now I also gotta beat all-star mode as every single character. I gotta do the home run contest as every character. I have to do the 100-man melee as every character. There's 35 characters in that damn game. Like, it just takes forever. And it's not the achievement set's fault for having these be achievements. The game itself has a achievement like menu that wants you to do these things. You get tangible rewards and like music and trophies and stuff for doing them. So it's pretty wild. I've been just like chipping away at it. Every day I'll, like while I'm watching a YouTube video on the side or something, I'll go in and I'll do like a couple character runs of like one of the modes, and I'll move on. And I do it with Turbo in like every single instance that I can get away with it, just to make the process go by faster. Achievements, I tell ya. But it like feels good to check off what is like an immense set of checkboxes, where each checkbox itself is pretty easy. It's simple. You make progress every time you play. But because the reward only comes at 100%, it also feels kind of ungratifying. Each achievement, if you care about points more than a badge, well, each achievement is worth very few points, because you can technically like do pretty much any of them at any time. And they're all relatively easy. Again, the challenge is doing all of them on one playthrough, on one like account. It's been a trip. But I'm kind of having fun. It took me forever to unlock Wolf. Like, I had every character except Wolf until today. I just did not know how to unlock him. Then I happened to do the mode that must have unlocked him, and then I lost. I had to go do it again. That sucked. But hey, progress is being made, slowly but surely. And I'm trying to figure out, like, am I actually going to master that game before the event is over, where I can get another 3 points, or is this going to be something that takes me a really long time? Because it's not my main focus. I'm not trying to focus on that game and get points for the event. It's just what I do if I'm trying to multitask. How many of these guys are there? Oh my god. End it. Holy moly. Issei charm acquired. I wonder what that's for. Or what it does. What it do. Boosts soul power recovery from absorbing souls. Add tummy too. That's good. Yeah. Oh, there's a barrier. I don't need to open the barrier, but I guess I will. Yeah, I need to figure out what games I'm gonna play to earn the remaining points. I have a bunch in mind, but I meant to stream a lot more, and I've been way too busy to stream, so I've been getting more of these Let's Play games in, but they're not all going to be able to fit into this sort of format, we'll say. Like, I know for sure I have to play Dead Space Extraction, but that needs to be streamed. My viewers specifically want to see that happen live. And I want to avoid playing baby games. I want to play something that, you know, I want a good balance of games that I can get points for that are maybe efficient on my time, but not like a waste of time either. You know, maybe this game takes longer, but more fun. I feel like I've said this a bunch of times already in previous episodes, but yeah, I have a checklist. I need to go through it again and figure out what comes after Muramasa. I'm dizzy. Have I talked too much? I've been drinking water this whole time. I don't know. Stay hydrated. This has been fun. We finished Kisuke's story. Now it's just the post-game. I might have to do a little bit of research, but maybe I don't, because I still need to go back and fight those bosses. Do I do just a bit of grinding? I'll keep everything on the recordings. How about that? This has been another long episode. Again, if you've gotten this far, thank you so much. I don't know why you jump into the middle of the series, but I'm supposing that you're probably here because you've been keeping up with it, and I love you for that, so... you're the best. I don't know. Sound off in the comments, you know, what's been your favorite thing about this game? I'm really curious. Art style is a valid choice, but it's also the easy choice, so let me know. Other than that, I guess I'll see you at the next one. Take care.